Alright, in this video we'll talk about the payback period method. Now the payback period method is one of the alternatives to the NPV method when it comes to deciding whether you should accept or reject a project. Let's figure out the method using this example. We have a project which requires an initial investment of $40,000 and the project promises you the following cash flows in the coming 3 years. In year one, you get $10,000. In year two, you get $30,000, and in year three, you get $40,000. So you can say that this project pays back your initial investment in 2 years, right? In year one, you get $10,000, and in year two, you get $30,000. Which is equal to $40,000. So in 2 years, this project will pay back your initial investment. This is called the payback period. Let me write it down. It's called the payback period, which in this case is equal to 2 years, since it takes 2 years for the project to pay back your initial investment. Now we need to decide a criteria for accepting or rejecting a project, and that is called the payback period rule. All you got to do is decide on a cutoff date. Let's assume the cutoff date to be 3 years in this case. So if the project pays back the initial investment in 3 years or less, you accept the project. If it takes more than 3 years, then you reject the project. In this case, you can see that the payback period is 2 years, which is less than 3 years, obviously. So you're gonna go ahead and accept this project. So this is how the payback period method works. Now you don't always get a whole number for the payback period. Let's take a look at this case where the initial investment is the same, $40,000, but the cash flows in the first 2 years pay $60,000, $10,000 in year one, and $50,000 in year two. So that's $60,000 in 2 years. So since $60,000 is more than the initial investment, the payback period has to be less than 2 years, right? We need to figure out what that exact number is. First, we can say that this $10,000 is paid off in year one. And after that, we still need to be paid $40,000, which is the initial investment, minus $10,000, which is the amount that is being paid off in year one. That's equal to $30,000. We still need to pay this walking into year two. Now, year two actually pays you $50,000. We only need $30,000. So we will divide $30,000 by $50,000, and that will give us the fraction of time in which the full amount is paid in year two. So you do that and you get 3 by 5, which is 0.6. So the total payback period will be 1 for the first year, which pays $10,000, and 0.6 for the $30,000 in year two, which is equal to 1.6 years. All right, hope you got around that, and I'll see you in the next one.